Report for this morning. Dr. Precious Uwas joins us next, and it's hard conversations. I can assure you on hard conversations, we are shaking the table, and I think some people are going to come for me this morning. I'll be back after this quick commercial. Welcome back. It's still the Bumper Breakfast, and the laughter you're hearing is that of Dr. Precious, who has unfortunately been joining us via WhatsApp this morning and not on Zoom. Of course, we're talking about the new body syndrome. Last week we started this conversation, and it was all about why people are suddenly taking or gone crazy. That's the right word, gone crazy. With this idea of just being different. I mean, even the parent who birthed the child is going to find it really difficult to recognize his own child or her own child today. Dr. Precious, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. Good morning, Tommy Singh. How are you?
I'm very well, I must tell you. I'm very well. I wanted to spot your look this morning and do an afro with you. But unfortunately, people won't be able to see. Okay, anyway, in the picture, they'll see your afro, definitely. They'll most definitely see your afro.
I'm not in the country, and I know I'll be back very soon. Good morning to our beloved viewers.
All right, so talk to me. You heard my intro, Dr. Precious. My challenge, you keep wondering why I keep bringing up this topic, right?
Yes.
Because I'm challenged. I tell you, I saw the picture of one of my secondary school mates, okay? We were in secondary school, I think I joined them in about SS1. We were in secondary school for about close to 3 years. And I left early. But within those 3 years that we were together, at least let me say for 2 years that we were together in that school, I find it really difficult to understand that we were of the same color. Now the difference between us, I'm brown, she's a little bit, lighter than I am. So she's actually chocolate, right? A little bit lighter brown of my color. Today she looks like Yabojo.
Okay.
The actress. She's practically yellow. And sincerely, I found it very difficult. She sent me a message on Facebook. She sent me another message on Instagram. I refused to accept.
You couldn't recognize her?
I basically refused. To accede to her request. I totally refused because I just couldn't recognize who she was. I found it really difficult to understand that somebody I grew up with looked that different. She looked like a total stranger. Then I went into her pictures on Facebook and I saw that even her siblings were like that. They had all gone yellow. I mean yellow like my siblings yellow.
I could understand. Now, there was a report by the Mail Online, and it showed that 15 women died in the year 2011, and a whopping record of 45 women died in the year 2016, all traceable to the fact that they wanted surgery to enhance their butts. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
And it's important you note that inability to sit down and do some certain things are some complications you would incur when you try to go for this butt enlargement and breast enlargement and hips enlargement. There are so many of them I really want to talk about this morning, but I am struck by the 25-year-old lady that died recently due to failed plastic surgery. It was reported in the New York Daily News that Edwards, the mother of two, lived in pain, and it was later found out she died as a result of blood clots, which was caused by surgeries that she had recently done. As a matter of fact, her sister reported that she had operated her breast, she had done tummy tuck, and she had done butt implants, which she did at Dominican Republic, and it later killed her because blood could not flow through her body. And I'm going to be explaining more on that later. So it's important we understand that although people do this for fashion and they want to look sexier, but there are so many risks associated with it. Are you with me, Tommy?
I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
Complications are usually more with butt enlargement than breast enlargement. I'll say that again. There are more complications in butt enlargement than breast enlargement. And why is it so? It is because the implant for the butt is more bigger than that of the breast.
Wow.
And I'm going to be telling you the two types of enhancement very soon.
Now, are you saying that it's not that they are removing fat from somewhere and putting it in their
There
butt?
are two sections. There are two different types. Can I explain that?
Okay, please do.
Okay. Now, there is what we call the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift. And then there is what we call the implant. Now, let me quickly tell you what is the difference between the Brazilian butt lift, BBL, and the implant. Now, the BBL is also called the liposuction, okay?
Okay.
And then the implant is when you put in a plastic surgery. Now, the difference is that although the two procedures are sometimes mistaken as the same, but they are not the same. A BBL uses your body own fat taken from other parts of the body to stock up the ass or the butt, okay?
Okay.
And then but the implant has to do with putting silicone. The use of silicone implant, so they induce silicone.
Like the one this actress in the US kept doing and wanted to bust in her breast, and she had to go remove it later.
That's silicone. So they are two different things. The BBL and the implant are two different things. The implant is risky and more risky. Let me put it that way. While the BBL is more or less risky, but at the same time a bit risky, because when you take fat from other vital parts and you induce in your butt, and you are not careful, if the health specialist or the doctor is not careful with injecting the fat and it goes directly to the veins, do you know, Thomason, that it can actually block the blood vessel in the lungs?
My challenge now is, Dr. Precious, why do they do it?
Now listen to me, Thomason. I really need to explain this. You see why BBL is dangerous is that injecting fat into the buttock can easily lead to serious problems if not done correctly. It could include fat embolism. When fat enters the bloodstream and blocks the blood vessel in the lungs, you see what happens is that oxygen will not flow, blood will not flow, and one can even get stroke on the spot. You see that? And blood clots can also kill the person.
Wow.
Yes. So that's why we really need to be careful. We really need to be careful. Yes, big butt, big boobs is attractive, but it's destructive. You see, the
enhanced body is attractive, but destructive.
Now, perhaps the biggest advantage of BBL, the biggest advantage BBL has over implant is that it is more natural. Are you with me?
Yes. Or maybe that's why a lot of people think that's the way to go, because it's more natural. But
they want to take fat from some part and put in the other part. Now, on the long term, the effect of implant can be disastrous.
Oh,
but
my.
You see, the butt lift, if you go through the healing process, the recovery process with precaution, you can enjoy it for a longer time.
For a longer time, not even for life.
My dear, you see, it's very important you understand that I'm going to give 5 ways to increase your butt without surgery and you enjoy yourself for life. Can I give you 5 ways?
Okay.
To enhance your body without surgery. Number 1, there is what, now these are all exercises. Number 1, there is what we call the sumo squats. You can just Google it, and our friends online can see how sumo squats is done. Sumo squats. Number 2 is lungs with dumbbells. Lungs with dumbbells. It's an exercise. Number 3, sumo squats with calf rise.
Okay.
Sumo squat with calf raise. Okay. And then number 4, donkey kick. I know you know donkey kick very well. Donkey kick. And finally, number 5, deadlift.
Okay.
These are exercises that will enhance
your body.
But if you want it, because truth be told, Tomisin, for obvious reasons, many women pay so much attention to their breasts and their butt, not just because they are vital parts of the body, but because these sexual organs are central for attraction.
And at the end of the day, does it keep the man? Does it keep the relationship? It really doesn't. So I find it difficult to understand why you will alter your body. Senses, alter everything about you. Simply you want to simply you want to attract. Because after attracting, you need more than that to keep. You need more than that to keep the relationship. Because there are so many girls that will come out and they will have all of the physical features that you have. But unfortunately, a lot of them may not have the other inner features that you have. So something has to differentiate you, and I don't think it has to do with the body.
And let me tell you something, Tomisin. We need to start investing in the mind than in our physical attributes. You see, another major complication associated with implant is hemorrhage, bleeding. During surgery, there can be infections due to bleeding. You see, implant is being inserted into your body. That's a foreign material being introduced into their body. You see, some can even cause allergic reactions. And at the end of the day, this person starts reacting, because you see, our body relates to external things differently. In fact, there are some people's body that rejects the implants.
Wow.
Are you getting me?
Yes, I do.
And once it ruptures, it causes ulceration. Now follow me carefully, you're going to be shocked now. Once it ruptures inside the butt of the lady, it causes ulcer inside there, which can lead to necrosis. Now I know somebody will say, doctor, please break it down. What is necrosis? Necrosis is the death of most or all the cells in an organ.
Oh my.
Or tissue due to disease,
so it even get worse,
or failure of blood supply. So that the person will start having necrosis, and when the cells begin to die, then that's when you see somebody who is alive but the butt is rotting. Have you seen that video that was making rounds recently?
I saw it, where pulse was coming out and the lady was in excruciating pain.
And let me bust your bubble. Do you know it can lead to cancer?
Obviously, with all of the kind of things you're mentioning, I have shivers. I really cannot even imagine why people go through this. You know, there is the kind of surgery that you have to do, a reconstructive surgery because you had an accident or this or that. But then when you intentionally look at your perfect self and you say it is not perfect enough, and then you go under the knife or you introduce a foreign antibody just in order to look more beautiful. Dr. Precious, I see it as not just vanity, I see it as low self-esteem and whatever it is.
Yes.
But you know the bad part.
Do you know, Dr. Tomisin, that when they are, my dear Tomisin, do you know when they are done with this, they cannot even sleep normally? They can't sit down for almost a month. They are not even to have their bath for the next 48 hours after the surgery.
Oh,
they
man.
go through so much just to have this look. But you really need to understand some things. Will your body be able to take it? Will you be lucky enough to overcome this? And you see, it's equally worthy of note that not every man loves them big. Now I need to say this, somebody needs to hear this. Not every man loves them big. As I will always advise people when I counsel them and when I talk about sex and when I talk to people psychologically, I want you to understand that people do not have to go for organ enlargement to have sexual satisfaction. Rather, they are advised to communicate with their partners, interact, get to know the person more, get to know what stimulates the person.
You know what? Let me take a little bit of diversion. Is this process, is it cheap?
It's very expensive, Tommy. Saying it's between 3,000 to 30,000 US dollars.
So you're saying between 1 million naira and about 10 million naira?
Not 1 million naira. Not 1 million naira. From 3 million and above.
Okay, so 3 million and above. Now, do you see the same set of people investing 3 million naira in their education? Or maybe just in buying books?
They will never do that.
No, because I see that you're investing so much in your body. Can you invest so much in your mind? The same value. Can you put that same value in your mind? Can you go to a business school? Can you afford to bring out money? Because I see it's an anomaly. You would not be able to put money into your hands, into your pocket, to take yourself to a business school, to go train yourself in a business school to get better at doing business. Rather, you want to enhance your body so that you can do what I call prostitution, basically. Yes.
That's so true.
Because it makes no sense.
So true.
You can't buy books, you can't afford to do a lot of things, but you would rather look for more. And you know the process of even getting the money. If you can get 3 million to do all of this enhancement, then you can as well invest the 3 million in a business and make your money back.
Very quickly, now hear this. This will interest you. I call this breast. I call it breast augmentation. When you want to augment your breast, you see the complications that develops when you try to enhance your breast are internal scars. Tissues becomes very tight. You have constricting capsules around the breast implant, contracting the breast, and then you have mishaps and hardness of the nipple. At the end of the day, do you know that it can even affect milk from coming out of the breast for adventure you give birth?
So why go through it is a question
you can have
again.
Difficulty in breastfeeding.
Dr. Precious,
milk will become another problem.
Our time is fast spent, and I think we need to go. From everything you've said today, I can really imagine that this is an anomaly, and as much as possible, we must discourage every young person out there from ever considering, not to talk of doing it. What do you think?
On a final note, Tommy saying, like I said, breast enhancement, butt upliftment, may be attractive, but it is destructive. Be careful out there, guys. There are so many quacks, so many non-qualified health workers who will take your money from you and do liposuction or implants, and they don't.
Hello there. All right, we've been talking. Yes, you can take that sentence again. Our time is fast spent. We need to go. Thank you so much, Dr. Precious, for joining us this morning. Yes, go ahead.
I said if you want to invest in it, make sure you do it the right way. There are so many quacks out there, so don't fall in the wrong hands and just go there, pay your money, and then at the end of the day, risk your life. Your life is at stake. Your life counts. Get a man who appreciates you for who you are. You may look attractive,
we need to go.
May be destructive. I love you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Precious, for joining me this morning. That's it on the Bumper
Please
Breakfast.
Follow me on Instagram.
My name is Tomisi Ojo, and we'll see you again next week, Monday, on the Bumper Breakfast. Don't go away. We'll be back.